student. I have attended several hearings on this bill, Senate Bill 619, and I have noticed that much has been said about how this issue is not about specific programs, this is not about politicians, but about the kids and teenagers, students. However, I have not seen a student give a testimonial. I feel that it is important for you as lawmakers to hear from the people who are affected by the laws you make. I would definitely say that Senate Bill 619 affects me as a student. I am an honors student and have steadily maintained all A's and a few B's. I'm not the best at algebra. This last semester, with a heavy course load, I was able to get all A's. I've been hearing about how we need more data points to make a decision on whether this works. You can count me as a data point if you like, because I'm definitely succeeding because of this school. Last semester, I was struggling with chemistry, and my teacher, Mr. Adili, devoted over 4 hours in 1 week to one-on-one careful study with me to go over a concept that I was having trouble with. I, with his help, was able to pull chemistry up to an A. It is obvious to me that I couldn't have had a good semester without teachers like Mr. Adili. As I already said, I'm not the best at algebra. That applies to geometry as well. But because of my teacher's dedication to making sure I can do the best that I can as a student, I ended up with the highest score in my class. Now, I say this not to brag, but to say that this virtual schooling system works for me. We talk about having a fair education system, but I ask you, what is fair about deciding that students like me cannot have the opportunity to succeed in a virtual charter academy like Michigan Virtual Charter Academy?
Very good, thank you. Ma'am, did you want to address?
I would like to speak, but I do have something a little bit different to say. So I don't know if you want to address anything that he has said, because I'm going to change gears a little bit. I won't take much time.
Oh, okay, are you Sandy?
I'm Sandy.
Okay. Sure, and then we'll ask questions of both if there are any.
Okay. My name is Sandy Smith. I'm from DeWitt, Michigan. I'm a parent. I'm a wife. I'm an educator. My degree is in education. I have homeschooled my children. I made that choice as an educator. I've homeschooled my children all of their lives. And this is the third House Education Committee hearing I've attended on Senate Bill 619. Though we don't live far, every time I make the drive from DeWitt to this part of Lansing, I'm reminded of a day when our entire family of 5 made the trip from DeWitt to Lansing for a very different purpose. On September 10th, 2009, our family was present in the Senate to hear the reading of a legislative resolution recognizing September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in the state of Michigan. It was there that day that our family of 5 had our very last family portrait taken, because our 8-year-old son, Andrew, died less than 3 months later of terminal brain cancer. Andrew was diagnosed with cancer the same week in October 2007 that I was diagnosed with cancer. And at that time, our lives were turned upside down. We noticed that this was an option, but we knew that it was not available to us in the state of Michigan unless we were going to pay quite a bit of money for this option at that time. Because our son's cancer was terminal and very rare, we made the best decision that we could make as parents for him, to travel to Houston, Texas, and we took our whole family with us for his treatment. Then we made the decision to travel repeatedly to Washington, D.C. to see his neuro-oncologist at the National Institutes of Health. And everywhere we went, our children went with us, and we continued to school them. If we had had this option available to us at that time, it would have been a tremendous help. What we did is we just continued to do the best that we could, even though we were facing such terrible challenges. And you may think that I'm speaking for a situation that isn't common, and I'm going to tell you right now that I know of a family that's in Sparrow Hospital today and received this same news just a month ago. Another homeschooling family. Now, I don't count myself a homeschooling family today. We enrolled our children in Michigan Virtual Charter Academy, and that has been such a help to us in seeing that they are where they need to be after all that we have been through, after 3 very difficult school years of us trying to do the best we could on our own. Michigan Virtual Charter Academy has allowed us to see where we have gaps with one of our children. She's not with me today because she is at home attending the National Math Lab that is available through Michigan Virtual Charter Academy. She attends that math lab every morning at 9 a.m. and they are helping her to take care of some of the gaps that she has in math because of the 3 school years that were so disrupted in our lives. I have an honor student here who's already spoken to you. He was able to do what he needed to do and stay. He was able to keep up with what he needed to keep up with. But I want you to understand that I'm not the only person that's in this kind of a situation. I know a family, and I began to say this, and I'm sorry to go back, but I know a family who received this diagnosis just a month ago. And I know that they are at Sparrow Hospital now wondering what they can do with their family, how they are going to school their family. They're going to have to be traveling. They're going to have to be going somewhere to receive the kind of care that they're going to need for the rare cancer that they're dealing with. I don't expect every person in this room to share the opinion that Michigan Virtual Charter Academy or any other cyber school is the best option, and I am willing to respect every opinion here. But what I do hope is that each of us would have the decency and the generosity of spirit to allow every individual in this room an opinion. What is best for my children and my situation, which is very unusual, is not going to be the same thing that's best for your children or for your situation.